This is Chris Elliott with Remax with one of our newer segments, Asked and Answered, where I answer the questions that you guys have, questions, concerns, thoughts. If you want to try to stump me, please send me your questions. You can either email back to this email or you can comment if you're seeing this on a social media platform. So the question this month comes from David. David, thank you for the question. Is what improvements will give me the biggest return on my investment when I'm selling? That's a very common question from a lot of homeowners. So I'll start off by answering this question by saying there is no one-size-fits-all generic, broad improvement that you can do. If you're considering making property improvements in hopes for selling for more money, I absolutely recommend that you consult a competent realtor, a competent real estate professional, and they're not all created equal. The reason being is real estate is a hyper-local business, and it very much depends on the area and the market that you're in, whether those improvements will even make sense. So start off answering the question by saying that. But in my travels, in my experience, here's what I found. For the most part, the most sensible improvement that I've seen, and typically we do this right before we get the property on the market because you don't want to do it too early, is paint and carpet. Paint, if you've got very particular wall colors or colors that maybe won't appeal to today's buyer, it's something you might want to address. It's always good, just a good touch-up item. Same thing with carpet. Carpet gets worn over time. As homeowners, myself included, you tend to forget the stain in the corner. You tend to forget that you've got a dog, and you know, people can smell it when they come in. So it's always, if the carpet is rough or it's a little bit older, it's always a positive return on investment replacing the carpet. Next from there, we start looking at items, repair items. So in Central Virginia, we have a lot of masonite siding. If you've got rotted wood on your property, if you've got broken windows, if you've got anything that's visible to a homeowner when they're going to be touring the property that's in need of repair, we always recommend going ahead and taking care of that up front. Reason being, people say, well, Chris, can't we just negotiate that when we get into a contract? Yeah, if we get into a contract. The problem with leaving undone repairs open is homeowners start to wonder if you've taken good care of the home. And they also wonder, hey, what else am I going to find if this is what I'm seeing on the surface? So that's why it always makes sense to go ahead and take care of those repairs. After we've taken care of those items, that's when you start looking at, does it make sense to upgrade, renovate the kitchens and bathrooms? Those are usually items where you're going to get the most return from your money. Now, this is where you need to really start getting particular on your home, because one thing that you have to look at is how much more can I sell this home for in this area if I renovate the kitchen, if I renovate the bathrooms. There's some areas where, yeah, it's an absolute no-brainer. If I put 30 grand into the home, I'm going to be able to sell the home for 60,000 more. Whereas there's some areas where, hey, if I can put 30 grand into the home, I'm really only going to be able to sell the home for 40. It might be a better bet for me just to keep that money in my back pocket and not put that money in the hopes of just putting in $1 and getting $1, back, or $1.25 back. So I hope that makes sense. One thing that I would recommend, obviously consult a competent real estate professional. If you're not ready maybe to engage a real estate professional, you're like, hey, I don't want to be bugged. What you can do, you can sign up on market updates on Zillow, or if you're in my market, you can email me. I'm happy to set those up for you. It's something automatic that I set up via the website, and it's kind of set it and forget it for me. But what you can do is you can really see what homes are selling for in your area and start gauging, hey, does it make sense? Is there going to be enough of an ROI to put this money into the home? And then one last tip that I forgot to mention, but if we're renovating the kitchens and bathrooms, or really anything in the home, you've really got to look at, what can I get away with? Because what I see a lot of times is folks say, hey, I'm going to keep the old cabinets in the kitchen, but I'm going to put a granite slab on that. There's some areas that you can get away with, but with a lot of areas, you either go all the way or you go none of the way, meaning you either renovate the whole kitchen or you don't do anything at all. Same with bathrooms and other areas of the home. So long-winded answer, but if you guys have questions, if you have a pressing question you'd like me to answer for you, go ahead and comment below or reply to this email. I look forward to seeing you guys next month.